be careful out in the waters. During the Cold War, there are Soviet submarines afoot. Comrade. Also, they got caught, quite literally, by our Navy, at least twice. Actually, more than twice. But I'm going to talk about two of the more amusing incidents of this thing occurring, involving two of their submarines being caught, shadowing us, through various means. The first incident of this happened with Soviet submarine K-324. The 324 was a Victor III class submarine. Soviet designation Chuchuka. She was assigned to the Northern Fleet. The Victor IIIs, just like the Victor Is and the IIs, were nuclear-powered attack submarines. These weren't ballistic missile subs, these were meant to fight other subs and ships, specifically designed to protect Soviet surface fleets and attack American ballistic missile subs. Across all three of the Victor types, a total of 48 were built. 46 have since been retired, with 2 still actually being active. The Victor IIIs were the largest, 7,250 tons, displaced when submerged. A length of 351 feet, a beam of 32 feet 10 inches, and a draft of 23 feet. And they could move at a decent speed of 32 knots, 37 miles per hour, with an endurance of 80 days. The Soviets tended to send the Victors out just to watch us, to see what those filthy capitalists are doing, comrades. But on October 31st, 1983, happy Halloween by the way, K-324 encountered a bit of a problem. See, she had been shadowing some of our Navy ships and wound up getting stuck. She snagged herself in the towed sonar array cable belonging to USS McCloy, 382 miles west of Bermuda. That cable is no joke. It's pretty tough. It's designed not to break, and it got tangled in 324's propeller. She was trapped. Basically, McCloy had unintentionally managed to fish a Soviet submarine out of the ocean. 324 had to surface and just kind of sit there because she couldn't move anymore, with the damage to her prop. So, what are you guys doing? Nothing. Vibing. Chilling. Comrades. You need any help? Niet! She would eventually be towed to Cuba for repairs by a Soviet salvage ship on November 5th. And in this instance, the Soviets did get a bit of a boon out of it because they were able to recover some parts of McCloy's array and examine it. But just the following year, yet another incident like this would happen, and it was way funnier. This time it involved K-314, an elder sibling of 324. 314 was a Victor I class, designated Yorsh by the Soviets. She was laid down in 1970, finished in 1972, and she was smaller, being a Victor I, displacing 4,826 tons when submerged, with a length of 309 feet 5 inches, a beam of 32 feet 10 inches, and a draft of 23 feet 11 inches. She was also slower than the Victor IIIs, at 24 knots, 28 miles per hour. But she could still, sail around and had a decent amount of endurance and was still a nuclear-powered submarine. And on March 21st, 1984, there was another incident, though. A 314 was shadowing one of our aircraft carriers, USS Kitty Hawk, CVA-63, in the Sea of Japan. And accidentally, kinda got run into. Her crew made a bit of a miscalculation, and it caused Kitty Hawk to ram into her. This was not on purpose, to be clear. Kitty Hawk herself was not seriously damaged, but 314 had to surface and couldn't actually get underway under her own power anymore. So, what are you doing? Nothing! We are doing nothing, comrades! Uh-huh. Okay. Alright. This seems a little suspicious. You want any help? Niet! Again, we offered to help, and they said no. In fact, the frigate, USS Harold E. Holt, stayed on the scene for several days, just making sure the Soviets didn't die out there, because it took the Soviet Union quite a bit of time to send a seagoing tug to bring the submarine home. Holt offered assistance several different times, saying, hey, buddies, pals, friendos, you need some help? And 314's captain kept saying, niet. We are fine, filthy capitalist scum. Okay. You don't look fine, but okay. The collision was actually pretty significant. Initially, 314 had rolled onto her back and was technically hit twice, causing her to lose a blade from her propeller. That blade was lodged in Kitty Hawk's hull and was recovered by us, and samples of the hull coating of 314 were examined for intelligence purposes by us later. She was towed home safely, but yeah, that was yet another situation of, what are you guys doing? Stop doing that! Leave our boats alone! Did Japan not tell you what happens when you do this? Well, apparently not much, because all they did was get fished out of the water twice, having to sit there and pretend like they're really superior while we stare at them awkwardly. Just like, hi. You sure you don't want any help? Niet! Okay. Till next time, this is Darkness and Habitual Fun. Farewell.